Hello, hi, a very happy good evening. So this is Krishna Ma'am. We're talking about the story of life on life on earth, and that's biology. So thank you so much for coming for this very unique section. So we're going to talk about a strategic study plan for the year 2022 for the NEET exam 2022. So I guess this is the $1 billion question right now that you have in your mind, how to prepare for NEET exam. So irrespective of whether you have to clear it, you want to clear it or not, but you want to know this answer, right? So how should I crack, or how should I make a timetable? So how should I proceed with my preparation? So yes, so this is the question that I've been getting time and again from students just couple of months before the exam, and I guess you people are no different. Okay, so Akalya, hello, hi. So Savita, hello, yes, a very happy good evening. So thank you so much guys for joining my session. So I hope I don't disappoint you and I give you a good valuable take home message. So please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Yes, I have valid content or information to share with you, and I hope it will help you. So at the end, when you take your when you have your take home message, so I guess that will be something worthwhile. Hi Vidisha, hello, yes, so I hope you're doing good. So thank you for joining my session today. So please do like, share and subscribe. Alright, so let's see what I have for you in this session. So it's a very short session for 10-15 minutes. I won't take much of your time, don't worry. But what are we going to talk here? So what is the strategic study plan that I am going to give you so that you can crack NEET? But let me tell you one thing, nothing is in my hands. All I can do is, as a teacher, guide you towards the light. Alright, so that is what I'm doing. So it's up to you to clear it, crack it and fly high. Alright, so Robertson, hello, hi. So thank you so much for joining my session. So I can see a lot of new faces. Wow, it's really exciting. So thank you so much once again, and please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Well, so before we actually go and talk about the study plan, so I have a few questions which I want you to ask yourself. Right, so we are talking about NEET 2022 and your exam date is 17th July 2022, right? So today today it is 23rd of April, so leave of April, so you have the entire of May and the full of June, right? So if you are a student who is appearing for board exam, then you have really less time. If you are a repeater student, then yes, okay, so you have 2 whole months in your hand. That's well and good. But before we actually analyze all this, the question for you that I want to ask is this. So question number 1 that I have is, do you really want to crack UG NEET exam? So what is your genuine answer? Are you doing it because others are doing it? Are you doing it because you have no other option? Are you doing it because your parents told you? Are you doing it because your brother or sister has given it and has gone into a good college? So what is your answer? So what is your answer from the bottom of your heart? So go with your instincts whether you want to do it or not. Sometimes it comes from within yourself, right? Yes, I want to do it. Yes, this is my calling. Sometimes you listen only to your inner instinct than to the voices outside. So that is the voice that I want to listen to today, because we are going to take a genuine oath for the next 2 months that you're going to be with me. So this is the question that I want to ask you, because this question is going to give you a lot of determination, and this question will decide the upcoming slides for you, right? So do you really want to crack NEET UG exam? There are 2 ways, 2 perspectives why I'm asking this question. Do you want to appear for the exam? That's a different thing, right? So do you want to clear this with a good cutoff and get into a good college? That is the second part. So what would be your answer? What is your genuine answer? You don't have to disclose your answers to me, but you can talk to yourself. But I have your answers. So if you are a very sincere student who have been working towards your goal for so long, and yes ma'am, it was my goal since long, I have to crack NEET, I have to enter into a medical college, I have to become a doctor. Yes, I have students with a lot of passion. So for those students, the answer is this. So if your answer is yes, no stepping back. Right? So you have decided, you have fixed your goal, you're walking towards your destination. So don't step back at any cost. Right? So sometimes you have situations where you do something and in between you are in a lot of mess and chaos that you feel like, yes, yeah, I quit. I cannot do anything more. But my sincere advice to you all is, if you have decided something, go for it. Never take a step back, because taking a step back is your first failure. If you have decided you have to crack NEET, and even if you not crack NEET, still you are a winner. But if you take a step back and if you quit, you are a loser. So never do that. Your goals define you. Your journey defines your character. All right? Yes. So there are other group of people who think, ma'am, I guess no. I really don't want to, but it's a pressure, it's a societal pressure, it's a parental pressure. So I thought I didn't know anything, so I enrolled for NEET exam. So now what do I do? So if your answer is no, I'm completely fine. I cannot force you to become a doctor. That is not my cup of cake. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a most influencing person here. No. But what I want you to do is, if you are not if you don't really want to crack NEET, if your answer is no, fine. But you give me 4 other options that you have in mind, because after 3 months, you will be in a different state of mind. You have crossed your school level, you have crossed the school board of education, you're entering into something new. So keep your life after 3 months in mind and give me the answer to this question. If your answer is no, I am not really going to crack NEET, then what is your backup option? Are you going to take a year drop? Make your mind set for that, right? So no ma'am, I'm going to try for something else. I'm going to try for JEE. Do you have max with you? Did you prepare well? JEE is neither easy, right? Hi Ghosh, hello, thank you so much for joining my session. So please do like, share and subscribe. So what are the options? If you're going abroad, what are the exams you're preparing? So what is the probability that you'll get through, right? So all this you have to sit down and practically analyze for yourself, right? Okay, so there's another group of people who are still in a dilemma. Should I give or not? Right? So I believe the last group is where you have a majority. People are still in a dilemma. The people who are definitely, certainly sure, yes, they want to give are a minority. The people who think no, they are fine. They are still a few. But people who are in a dilemma, whether to clear it or not, is the majority. You agree with me or not? That is true. So if you are in a dilemma, then I would suggest, if you are in this 2-stage decision or in 2 minds about giving NEET or not, so my genuine suggestion as a sister or as a teacher here is to go for it. Because after 3 months, the first regret that you guys will have is, I did not have options to choose. That is the worst regret. So you should have options along with you. Right? So you should have NEET, you should have JEE, you should have SAT, you should have options with you. So only when you have options, if one goes down, your confidence is not broken. All right? Yes? Request you to improve the blackboard. Where is the blackboard? So it's just PPT, I'm not writing anything. All right? So yes. So please have options with you. Right? So in that sense, please go for NEET. That will be the best decision, I'm telling you. Because NEET, even if you sit and study for 2 months very diligently, very religiously, you can still do it. Okay, so please go for NEET. So NEET is a good alternative for all those in a dilemma. Just give a try, right? Give a try a bit faithfully. All right, so that is your first question that I want to ask you. Okay, so now we're going towards the first answer and the last answer. Right? For all the students who said, yes, I want to clear NEET, I have prerequisites for you. And all the students who are in the 2-stated dilemma, whether I have to do it or not, my answer for you was to go for it, right? So in that case, what is the prerequisite? What are the materials required that you need? So just in your typical student language, so in lab you write materials required, right? So what do you require for this strategic plan, or what do you require to clear NEET? So basic things, requirements, a mindset. The most important thing is your mindset, your perspective. Your perspective, your mindset changes everything. Everything that matters. If you choose to get distracted, that's your mindset. That is your perspective. If you choose to sit strong through the storm, that is your mindset, your perspective. So throughout my life, I've also written a lot of exams from my school life, college life, masters. Throughout, I've written a lot of exams. And of all that, I have realized mindset is what is important. So sometimes I go out with my friends the day before exam, and then I feel like, I have no mood to study for the exam. I'm really tired. So sometimes I'm really sick and tired that I don't want to prepare for the exam. But everything depends on the mindset. how much priority you give for that particular exam, for that particular subject, that's what matters. So you should have a clear-cut mindset to work hard. So if you have made a timetable which starts from 6 in the morning, whatever happens, make it a do or die situation. Wake up and be ready at 6 to start your timetable. So that is how hardworking will implement in this process. And work smart. Don't keep memorizing examples in bio, that will never help. That will never help. Even in mineral nutrition, when you have this micronutrients and macronutrients example, just by remembering them, just by memorizing them, you will remember nothing. Connect it, understand where it is being used. That is more than enough. Automatically, you will remember which element is being used. Alright? Number 2, a commitment. If you've decided something, stay fit to it. Stick to it. Don't keep changing your perspectives later. So today night, when you go to bed, you say, okay, I am going to clear NEET. So tomorrow you talk with your cousin and you change your mind. Arey yaar, he's saying so I don't want to give NEET. Let's forget it. Then day after tomorrow, your mom says, no, you give. Again, you come. Please don't do this. If you're committed to doing one thing, your commitment carries till you reach your goal. That is the beauty and respect of a commitment, and please stick to that. That is equally important. Number 3, class notes. So irrespective of whichever coaching, whichever school you are from, you would have listened to the lectures, you would have made notes, right? At least whatever coaching it is, you would have your class notes, right? So if you had taken class with us, so we provide you class notes in the form of PDF, right? So class notes is a must to prepare for the exam. Right? Yes, ma'am, a very happy good evening. Thank you so much for joining my session. So please do like, share and subscribe. The next is video lectures. So if you have attended your class with Career Point, so we have video lecture access even after the live class. So it's probably there if you're watching my YouTube classes. So anytime you can watch any chapter YouTube video, right? So that is a boon. So any doubt you have, any mistake that you have made while making notes, you can always cross check. That is very important. Right? Irrespective of if you have your teacher in front of you or not, make sure you have the lectures, make sure you have the class notes. Alright? Number 3, NCERT textbook, the Bible of your NEET. So I need all of you to have your class 11 and class 12 biology textbook in case of biology. So please purchase your physics, chemistry. So you get a second hand at the market. You get PDF online. So download it, and NCERT textbook is the must. A person without NCERT textbook, I don't know how far he will cross through or scrape through NEET exam. So please make sure you have a NCERT textbook. The other one is your previous year questions, that is PYQs. So PYQs give you a lot of confidence, a lot of analysis. Right? So your CP publication itself has your previous 34-year question papers. So you can purchase that book and go through the last 10 years, last 20 years questions, how they have come, how many questions are being repeated, how many concepts are being repeated, so how many varieties the questions can come, so where you tend to make mistakes. So all that you rectify only by solving PYQs. So please go for your PYQs, alright? So good study space, that is very important. A good study space gives you a good mood. So just like a good food enlightens your entire mood, your entire behavior, a good study space gives you a good vibe. So never keep your table messy. That indicates the status of your mind, which is also messy. So keep a good study space. You have your book stacked in one side. So give you enough space so that you can put your water bottle. You can study comfortably. So that is what I want to say. A good study space where you have a proper chair which does not cause you backache. So have a proper table which does not shake up and down. So make yourself comfortable while studying. So that is equally important when you are preparing for something. Alright? And of course, at the end, healthy food. So here in Kota, so you have a lot of street foods and students go crazy for them, right? So it's a natural tendency. But guys, the infection is again spreading. So I don't know if you have heard or not. The COVID-19 infection is again spreading rapidly like fire. People are falling sick. People are getting immunologically weak. So please avoid street food at least till your exam. After your exam, you can go and eat any street food, but it is my very earnest advice, I would say. So please avoid street food till you have your exams done. Alright? Yes. So you have your board exams also coming, you have your NEET exam also coming, so please don't get into trouble by falling sick. Alright, yes sir, a very happy good evening. Thank you so much for joining my session. So please do like, share and subscribe. The next thing I want to talk to you is analyze. So what do you have to analyze? You have to analyze your strength and your weakness. So if you ask me, ma'am, what is your strength in biology? So I would blindly say I can teach you genetics even in the middle of the night. If you ask me what is your weakness, so probably I have chapters like mineral nutrition where still I have some doubts in micro and macronutrients. So once I would always go through before class, and there are some chapters where I also have to go through my notes before lecture. But there are some chapters which are my strength. Biotech, anytime I can teach you. Human physiology, yes, anytime I can teach you, right? So this is my strength and my weakness with respect to biology that I am teaching you. What is yours? Analyze it. So what is your weakness and what is your strength? For example, your strength can be any subject. So you have PCB, maybe you are very good in biology, so your base is done, 360 is done. You can be very good in chemistry, yes, 180 marks, you are pretty confident, at least you will get 160, right? So subject wise, which subject you are confident? So when you break it down, when you talk about chapter wise, in biology you have 10 units putting class 11 and class 12 together. So which unit you are strong, which unit you are weak, why you are weak? So please analyze it, only then you can add to your implementation techniques, right? Time management. Sometimes I've seen students like this. He is really good in class. He can answer any question. He understands tough concepts when I'm teaching. Everything is fine. But when it comes to solving 90 questions of biology, he is not able to manage time. He first solves it in the question paper and then he does not get enough time to share, and by the time I tell him time's up and I take his paper. So in that sense, time management is his weakness. What is yours? So this time the NEET exam duration is 3 hours and 20 minutes. So 20 minutes, it does not mean you can waste a lot of time. No, please don't even consider that. Alright. So time management is our topmost priority. So that is why in my mentee you play a question for only 25 seconds. Right. So duration of study. So sometimes there will be students who will study the same chapter for 4-5 hours. No. No. Please change your mode of study. Okay, if you're just sitting and reading it, no. Read out loud, understand it for yourself, teach yourself. That is the best technique to understand. And whether you want to study at night or day, please understand. So if you are studying at morning, that is your weakness. If you can't get up in the morning, go for your strength. Go for night study, whichever is comfortable for you. Right? So time of study, whether it is day or night, right? So please analyze your weakness, whichever is your weak point, so work on that. That will make you the better performer, all right? So talking about the most awaited topic, NEET biology. Ma'am, please tell us what are the important topics in biology. So this has been a question ever since. Right? So always before the exam, we want the important chapters, important questions, important page numbers, everything seems important for us, right? So it seems that in the dictionary, only important word is present. So talking with respect to your NEET biology, so your class 11 syllabus is much wider. In class 11, you have 22 chapters in 5 units, right? So class 11 syllabus is much wider compared to your class 12 syllabus. Right? So class 11 has 22 chapters divided in 5 units. But class 12 syllabus is comparatively simple and you have only 16 chapters. Right? Yes, and class 11 also requires more depth understanding compared to class 12. So I don't mean to say that class 12 is very easy, you can solve instantly. No, you have chapters like biotechnology, you have chapters like genetics, which needs a lot of depth understanding. But there are some chapters which you can skim through quickly in 12. So that is the perspective I am saying this. Harry Potter, ma'am, can I crack NEET if I start now? Yes, definitely if you're committed towards your goal. So that's what I'm trying to say. You can start anytime. You can start after 1 month, but provided you're committed towards your goal. Alright. So this is your NCERT textbook. So your class 12 and your class 11. So I want you to have these textbooks in hand and analyze how the chapter complexity is. How much you understand. That is important. For your friend, if this is important, for your friend this chapter is tough, probably you might be a good performer in that chapter. So don't go with your friend. Stand for yourself, analyze for yourself. Alright? Okay. So coming to the billion-dollar question, what are the must-do chapters in biology? So we have this habit, no? So typical, stereotypical Indian mentality. Ma'am, please, important chapters. So mind you, I am not setting the NEET paper. If I would set the NEET paper, so I guess my kids already know my standard of paper is really tough. So they keep complaining day in and day out. But anyways, I am not setting the NEET paper. What are the must-do chapters in class 11? So first of all, if you talk about class 11, human physiology is must do. Okay. In human physiology, what are the important chapters? Breathing is important. Body fluids is important. You have had questions there. Then you have excretory substances. Then locomotion and neural. You also have chemical. Chemical is also equally important. So you can miss out actually body fluids to some extent and digestion to some extent. But I guess the last line is missing here. So neural is also very important. So I would highly recommend human physiology to be covered up first. So please cover human physiology with your first priority, right? So these chapters are important, fine. So when you talk about plant physiology, which is the next important unit, these three chapters are must-do chapters. Never go to exam without these chapters. First is photosynthesis, second is respiration, third is plant growth, okay? So these two units are equally important, right? So what is remaining? So you have cell and structural organization and diversity. So when you talk about diversity, living world is still fine. Plant kingdom, animal kingdom, biological classification, examples. The must things. You must be able to remember this much as a prerequisite to become a doctor. Because when you have aspired to become a doctor, you're getting inside a much bigger commitment. NCERT book is nothing compared to your medical course, right? So you will have to read volumes and volumes of book in medical admission or medical course compared to reading these chapters, right? So never think I have to remember so much. Always think only this much. That will do the needful, right? And when you talk about cell, so biomolecule is important, cell cycle is important, especially the chromosome and the DNA content between mitosis and meiosis. Then when you talk about animal tissues, epithelial, connective, neural, muscular, so that portion is very important. So these are the must-do chapters in class 11. So how about in class 12? So reproduction, you have these three important topics undoubtedly, sexual reproduction, human reproduction and reproductive health. And talk about genetics, all the three chapters under the unit of genetics and evolution is important. So what is remaining? Ecology. So under ecology, you will do organism and population. The bigger the chapter, the more important it is. Okay, that is the logic. So organism and population you will go through. Both the chapters of biotech are important, and this side human health and disease. So these are the must-do chapters in class 12. Alright, so I have given you an idea. So you don't have to hurry up or take a picture. So you have this PPT with you. So if you download eCareerPoint app, you can get my PPT. Alright, okay. So with respect to this, I also want to tell you, you have other reference books which are published by the CP group. So these are our books that are available for sale for your NEET 2022. So you can make the best use of them. So this is not a promotion. I thought this would help you. Okay. So yes, you can check this out. You can practice your mock papers so that you know where you stand, you know where is your time management, etc. Alright. Now comes the most interesting and the most important question. Ma'am, how to prepare? Everything is fine. I can do it. I have commitment. I have a good study space. I have NCERT. So you gave us the to-do chapters. Now, how do I prepare? Where do I begin? It's a billion-dollar questions for all students who are preparing for NEET. It's a trial and error method. To be frank, the first time a surgery was performed, no one knew it would be a success or a failure. It was trial and error, right? So no one knew how a shoe would be as long as it has been tried. So every student has a unique way of preparing. I had a unique way. So my way was to make notes. I read and learn. So sorry, I write and learn. That is my way. Whereas my friends make diagrams and learn. That is their way. So every student is unique in finding a method to study. Don't follow others. So just like I cannot stand in your shoes and understand your situation, so I can never give you or say this is the solid, rigid, defined method to prepare. No. Right? I've given you the chapters. It is up to you to do the action. Right? So some ways might work for few, other ways might work for another few. Right? So it is not a solid, rigid thing, but I still have my generalized version for you, the strategic study plan. So what is it? Read NCERT. Read NCERT line by line. Okay, if you do not understand, mark it, ask me, ask your teacher who's in front of you, understand the meaning. So first of all, at least you should have read NCERT thrice before your exam. That is the number one criteria. Next, so NCERT is your Bible, your Gita or your Quran. Make your own notes. So there's a difference between class notes and there's a difference between the notes that you make. For example, when I'm teaching you, you make notes, that is different. When you are studying, you collect sources from so many places and you write down, that is different. I want you to do the later. That will help you. That will help you understand and analyze. When a teacher is teaching, when you're writing, half the things you tend to miss out. Right? That is still fine. That is called class notes. But you will make your own handwritten notes and that will only help you 100%. The more you write, the more it gets etched in your memory. So that is the function of your cerebral hemispheres, your frontal lobe, right? So please do that, make your own notes, all right? Solve chapter-based question. For example, if you're done with biotechnology, solve questions based on biotechnology. So at the bookend, at the end of the chapter, you have questions. So you have chapter-wise questions available everywhere. So minimum 100 questions for each chapter I want you to solve. Even if you're done with all the chapters, take out chapter-wise questions, pick out 100 questions and start solving. That is most important because what you read is in a different perspective. When you solve questions, that is a different perspective. All right? Have time limits. So today, if you take 10 minutes to solve 20 questions, tomorrow you should only take 5-7 minutes to solve the 20 questions. That should be your time limit. Right? So revise every alternate day for 20 minutes. I know the syllabus is vast. So unless and until you don't revise every alternate day, you will not remember it. How do you know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Because you have been continuously repeating it, right? Come on, practice is what makes miracles, right? So repeat or revise every alternate day. You have made your notes. Just skim through your notes every alternate day. That is the first thing for you to remember the points, all right? Practice makes a man perfect. It's no fool statement. It's a very, very valid wise man state. Okay. So towards the end of June, take full syllabus test. So if you are a person, if you're a student starting your preparation just now, so after June or end of the June, please start taking a full syllabus test. All right. Analyze where you stand. So out of 720, what is your score? So if you stand somewhere in 500, so you are way behind. Work harder. So in a mock test, if you get 500, you have to improve. So in a mock test, if you get 700, then in the main exam, you land up in 620. You land up with 620 or 590. That will be your average. So keep solving. Always solve. Every day, minimum 50 questions you should be exposed to. Alright, make sure you solve at least 50 questions every day in PCB respectively. Alright. So yes, so please make a timetable and stick it in front of you or in front of your study desk so that you remember what you have to do. Write down and keep. To forget is human tendency, but to recollect and rectify is also your human tendency, right? Okay. The most important of all, time management. So a student will know everything, but he wouldn't have managed his time properly so that he could put all the answers in the answer sheet. So that happens even at the university level. Okay, so remember, time and tide waits for none. Don't wait, start right now if you are committed, right? So NEET exam duration is 3 hours and 20 minutes this year. So that's well and good. So you have 5 minutes extra to read the paper, and you take 5 minutes extra to share it properly, and you take 10 minutes to check the overall sheet. So that is how your planning should be. Alright. So at least 1 hour for each subject should be your average time limit. Okay. So in 90 questions in bio, you should be able to do it in 1 hour. Right? Yes. Analyze your preparation after every test. So every mock test you give after that, so please analyze where you stand, analyze how your preparation is going on. Alright. So what are the do's that I want to tell you? Follow a regular schedule every day till the exam. Don't change your pattern. One day you wake up early, one day you sleep late, one day you sleep in the afternoon, one day you don't sleep, so please don't do that. For the next 2 months, follow a planned routine every day that you do not change at any cost. Okay? Avoid distractions but take breaks. So you know the meaning of distractions and you know the meaning of taking break. So after a class, I go for a cup of coffee. But I don't distract myself with some other thoughts and some other work. Right? Because that will interfere in my way of work or in my way of teaching. Right? Avoid traveling. So this is very important. Don't please make travel plans. Okay, I'll go here and study. I'll go there and study. No, that's never happening. It's pretty hot pan-India, and wherever you travel, your body naturally falls tired. So please avoid traveling till your exam. Stay in one place so that your mind also stays put. Right? Avoid meeting friends and relatives. Too much of thoughts, too much of talk, too much of confusion is a spoiled brat. So please avoid. You know what is right, you know what is your goal, you know what is your commitment, go for it, right? As simple as that. And as I said before, please avoid outside food. Never postpone your work. So today if you had to finish 2 chapters and you cannot do it, yeah, you can postpone it till tomorrow, but not for this entire week. So that does not show your commitment, right? So please change that attitude, never procrastinate work. So how much ever I say, all that saying is done, but always remember action speaks louder than words, right? How much ever I speak, only when you put it into action, you get results. Just by me talking, you will not get into a good medical college. So it's definitely true, action speaks louder than words, and words listen, and the world listens to winners. Only when you win, only when you're on top, the world will listen to you. Do you go and listen to a beggar, or do you listen to successful people? Right? So remember, world listens to winners and action speaks louder than words. All the talking is done. Now it's time for us to start our preparation. Right? So focus only on the positive. So whatever the negative has happened, let it go. Let go. So whatever negative happens, don't try to reinforce the negativity. If someone is telling you something bad, don't go and tell it to someone. As a result, you are putting your energy, your vibrations into it. So focus only on the positive. That is equally important. Alright. So till exam, make sure you focus only on the positive side. So now it's time, get set and go. All the talking is done. All the talking makes Jack a dull boy. But now it's time to show how smart you are. So put words into actions. That is my genuine advice. Alright. So fly high, sky is not your limit. So whatever I knew, whatever I thought I could help you with in the planning, I have given it to you. But I don't think you are small 4th standard or 5th standard kids for me to sit and write this day, this time you will study this. No, you are mature enough. Next 3 months you're going to get into college. So it's up to you to make up your planning. Alright. Yes, so if you genuinely like the session, if you genuinely found a take-home message, if you really found this worthwhile, and if you find interesting informations or sessions like this interesting, so please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and please let me know what are your comments, your opinions about this session in the comment box. Alright, so I will meet you on Monday with something very new. So we're going to solve sample papers on Monday. So I guess you would have seen the community post. So thank you once again for joining me on this beautiful Saturday evening. So I hope you guys have a splendid evening. Wishing you all positivity and all the luck in this world. So stay tuned to me and I will meet you on Monday. So until then, this is me signing off. Take care and bye. Thank you.